20 years of hope and promises of Afghanistan were snuffed out of almost overnight as the Taliban retook control of the country upon the hasty withdrawal of US-led forces. Western nations are being called on to account for letting it happen. For more on Germany's role, we turn to William, our correspondent in Berlin, to talk to us. William, what have the top officials there, including Chancellor Angela Merkel, said about the situation in Afghanistan?
Well, here in Germany, as across Europe, there's just complete shock and sadness. Critics will say that there should be no surprise that this is the result of what's happened from U.S.-led withdrawal because of a lack of a plan and an unconditional withdrawal agreement with the Taliban made by the Trump administration last year. Nonetheless, the scenes are shocking, and Angela Merkel, in a news conference earlier this week, said the scenes are bitter and they're terrible for both for Germans who have served there militarily and aid organizations that have worked there, as well, of course, for the millions of Afghan citizens who have been left in a very desperate situation. Both Angela Merkel, her foreign minister Heiko Maas, as well as other German leaders, have said they've just seriously underestimated the situation there that led to the sudden Taliban takeover, left in the vacuum of the absence of U.S.-led forces. But of course, they weren't just putting the blame on themselves. They're saying this is a NATO-wide, an alliance-wide failure to really understand the situation properly. So that's where things stand now. There is a meeting today with EU leaders at a European level to see what can be done to ensure human rights and protection of especially women and girls in Afghanistan. But it's very unclear what kind of sway, what kind of influence Germany and the wider European Union really still has in Afghanistan.
William, what has the role been for Germany in Afghanistan exactly?
Well, right now, the focus is on getting people out. The German military, as well as other Western militaries, are flying large cargo aircraft into and out of Afghanistan, or into and out of Kabul, I should say. The airport is the only place that's left that's secure for Western forces and their allies. The big question is, can Germany and other Western countries get their local personnel out of the country? There are tens of thousands, not just for Germany, but for other countries as well, tens of thousands of Afghans who have helped them all of these years. Their lives may now be at risk. They've been promised protection. Germany, for example, has been dragging its feet for months to get these people out of the country, to give them visas, to find them safe passage out of Afghanistan to Germany, or at least to other countries. That is what Germany is now scrambling to do. In the last couple of days, they've been able to get a couple hundred people out of the country, according to the defense ministry here. There are still thousands more holed up at the airport in Kabul trying to get out. Fate's uncertain, and German officials here have been very clear that as much as they would like to get them out now, it is really uncertain if they will be successful in getting them all out.
In that very line, Uganda is taking on a line to ensure that they at least have 2,000 refugees in the country on the request of the United States of America, refugees from Afghanistan, both nationals there and also international citizens. Thank you, William. We do have a very short commercial break. We'll return shortly.